This is Kendell Lenice for reviews and news. Let's talk about last night's Verzuz. February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day, Verzuz was between Anthony Hamilton and Musiq Soulchild. We got North Carolina and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, right? So the guys came and did their thing. There was controversy before it aired saying that now we have to pay for Verzuz. So those tuning in, you don't know what Verzuz is. During the pandemic, Swiss Beats and Timbaland decided to do Verzuz on Instagram. Two greats against each other, celebrating the music between the two. Not really a competition, but kind of. But really, it was all about celebrating Black music and the people who wrote the songs, sung the songs, produced the songs. Then it got picked up by Triller and some other people, Ciroc, and other sponsors, and then it made it much bigger. We had people like SWV and Escape, Monica and Brandy, Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, Keith Sweat, and my boy Bobby Brown. We had Babyface and Teddy Riley. It was a whole lot going on there, and that's when they decided, okay, we ain't gonna be doing all of that. Y'all gonna sit in your seats on Instagram and play the music. And Teddy Riley was the reason for that. And then it started getting bigger and bigger into bigger stages, right? So last night, Musiq Soulchild and Anthony Hamilton. Love them both. Love the music. I was up singing, dancing. See my TikTok. And this is a thing with my daughters and I. We like to watch all of them, everybody. So go back to see if you can see some of the other ones, and go back to see who was your favorite if you haven't seen them. Hopefully they're still available. All right, so Anthony Hamilton with that down-home, gritty, fried chicken kind of collard green sound, right? Then you have the conversationalist, the singer with conversations, Musiq Soulchild. So it was a pretty good battle. Like most of the verses, they didn't tell us the origin of the song and who wrote the song, and they didn't have that conversational banter between the two. They had some guy with a red suit on that was getting on everybody's nerve. Check Black Twitter. He even says something derogatory about Anthony Hamilton. Not cool. Some people think they're funny and they're not. Oh, so let's talk about everyone who was in attendance that night in LA. Come to part two. Part two, Verzuz between Anthony Hamilton and Musiq Soulchild. This is Kendell Lenice for reviews and news. All right, so Jermaine Dupri. Everybody knows the history of Jermaine Dupri and Anthony Hamilton. Maybe not, because my daughter didn't. He was the first one that really believed in Anthony Hamilton's talent and his grit and his marketability with his trucker hat and his grunge, just regular, everyday, singing down to the floor talent, right? So Anthony Hamilton had a couple of other albums that didn't do so well, and the people really didn't kind of know where he fit, and they weren't the best for him. Then when Jermaine Dupri came into play, here we have Charlene and everything else, right? And then of course Musiq Soulchild, he came out and he crushed the scene. I even saw him live before, but we'll talk about that another time. But I like Musiq Soulchild, right? I love them both. But let's talk about the Black men he brought to the stage. And he, meaning Anthony Hamilton. He brought out my boy and your boy, Donell Jones, right? He brought out Eric Roberson. If you didn't know Eric Roberson before that Verzuz, you know him now. Love him. And Kevin Ross. So they sang down to the floor. They sang Eric Roberson's song, Lessons, right? Great song. Donell Jones was not part of that song, but he sang Girl, You Know What's Up. And he came looking like a Chicago stepper, looking cute as he wants to be. All the ladies love Donell Jones. Shout out to my Gemini brother. And then we have Musiq Soulchild, who had his whole Philly crew. Everybody was hyping him up. And Camilla was there. Who is Camilla? She goes by the name of Milla, and she is the lead singer of 702. But Musiq gave shade a little bit when he said the voice and the look of 702. My daughter was like, I think that's shade. But then she was kind of awkward on the stage. That's his child's mother. She said, it's my baby daddy. He hates when I say that. And she didn't know what to do with her body or do with her hands. So Black Twitter they were going in on that awkward moment. But one of my favorite points of the night was after it was all over and all those guys and girls were on the stage, Anthony Hamilton put on his mask, y'all. That would have been me. He put on his mask and he was celebrating with all of them like, okay, the song is over. The singing is over. Music closed it with B-U-D-D-Y. The old folks know that's De La Soul, but he put a spin on it. Love it, music. But overall, it was a great day for music and celebration and love for Valentine's Day. Kendelllenice, reviews and news.